For me,
topic is gratitude, Thanksgiving, gratitude. So what is this?
for me, grateful, gratitude,
Yes.
grateful.
Grateful.
I am grateful for my life, for my current life, for things that I am doing now. I'm just very grateful for things.
Okay.
And to use the word grateful, what does grateful mean? Happy about, what's the
Appreciation.
definition of grateful?
Appreciation.
Grateful is.
It's an appreciation
No,
and
but,
it's
but that's going in a circle, gratitude and grateful. But the word grateful,
appreciation.
appreciative.
So
Yeah.
when we are appreciative of the things that we are receiving, and we feel we have the feeling of gratitude towards it, so that is a positive energy that we are creating. So that's a positive emotion. So when we create something positive, then it also attracts all the same positive energy. So that is also like sending a message to the universe that we want more of that.
I don't think Native Americans are so happy about Thanksgiving.
Native Americans, well, that's because
Can't see you.
She's videos.
okay.
Oh,
So,
I didn't know
it's all right. It's all right.
Put me in the
So-
picture.
that. I didn't know that.
It's all right. It's all right.
I didn't know that. I couldn't see her.
I thought that you got envious.
No, I couldn't see her. I didn't know that.
She gets up and-
She that way. I couldn't
I
see
thought that
her.
you got angry like.
Okay, so appreciation is
That's it for me.
when we appreciate something, we are sending a message to the universe that we are happy about it, having received this, and we are thankful about it, and we would like more of that same. Okay, so that is what the gratitude feeling of gratitude or the emotion of gratitude will attract. So it will attract the same thing that you are already grateful for or appreciating it or thankful for. So if we are going to be thankful for, say, if you receive some money or the food or any material object, so whatever you are grateful for, that is what you are going to attract more of. Okay, so whenever we express our gratitude towards anything, then we are sending that information that we are happy to receive it and we would like more of it from the universe. Okay, so it's a very positive and a very strong emotion that can attract what we want to manifest in our life. Just being grateful and showing gratitude towards the universe and towards the people in general who are instrumental in your receiving that. So gratitude is also a very strong emotion which has a binding effect, So as I said, it attracts not only the same object but also the material object but also the people in your life. So if you are you are grateful and you are appreciating and being thankful to the people in your life, naturally your relationships are going to be good. They are going to improve only. So that is one of the tools that we can use to improve our relationships, to have a good life and also to manifest things that we want from the universe. So it's a very easy tool basically. We don't have to work too much towards this. So basically I would say just being as we were taught while we were young also, just saying thank you. Thank you is a word that you are always. Thank you and please. Please and thank you are the two tools that can create very good relationships. And sorry is a word that you can use to diffuse your own ego and to understand your own mistake that could have happened. When we start saying sorry, we are not only trying to, it's an indication that yes, we understand that we made a mistake happened to us, and we acknowledge it, and also we'll try not to repeat it. So that is what the word sorry means.
Yes, but when you say sorry to somebody, something might have happened to something
somebody lost somebody, something happened, that you say, I'm sorry, meaning, I'm sorry this happened to you.
Yeah.
Not necessarily does it have to do with a mistake.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right.
So sorry is basically it can also mean that we feel sad.
Sad for
Yes.
somebody.
Sad for your
That
loss.
We have feelings for somebody.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
sad
agree.
for your loss, but also it also means that we understand that we made a mistake and we are
Sorry.
not going to repeat it. So that is one of the tools also which creates a good relationship. So that's why I brought in that word. So if we use just these 3 words and not allowing our ego to come in between, that will basically reduce our ego, and also it will create good relationships. All kinds of good relationships. Also, it is these are positive emotions that we are creating. So when we create something positive, it raises our vibrations.
Although there's somebody that I've said, I'm sorry, oh, I'm sorry, I did that, oh, I'm sorry. And he says to me, I don't want to hear it anymore, Brenda, it's too hollow. You keep saying you're sorry, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear sorry anymore.
Yeah, so that is what it means is that if you say sorry, you should mean it. That's what it means. That you should understand that you made a mistake and not repeat it. So not repeating should be if you're saying sorry, that means your intention is not to repeat it. It might get repeated by mistake again. Then again you can say, but at least now your awareness is you are getting aware of the fact that you have made a mistake, because a lot of time we make a mistake and we are not even aware of it, and then we just keep on moving on, and we keep doing the same thing as a pattern, with all our relationships it becomes a habit. So to break the habit and to understand, to recognize that pattern, it is important that we start using these words that will remind us why we are saying sorry. That will also raises our awareness as to why we need to stop acting the way we are doing right now.
Madhu, because at the third time you say I'm sorry for the same thing, you really not saying I'm sorry. Because the person told you once and told you twice, you should know by now. You're doing it on purpose, and then you say you're sorry.
Yes.
That is sometimes. But that is good. But I believe a lot of times, Brenda, I'm believing in your sincerity when you say you're sorry. Even if you say it more than once and you make the mistake more than once, that does not take away from the
But
sincerity
it
of
may
it.
not be the same mistake.
No.
That's
I'm
right.
talking about
You
the
can say
same
you're
mistake.
sorry, because it may not be the same
I'm
mistake.
talking about the same mistake. When you do the same mistake, or did I
So,
tell you that I don't
when
like
we
something
say
and you
sorry-
do it?
Yeah. So when we say sorry, we are showing our humbleness, so our humility. It portrays our humility, our humbleness. And when we do that, that also means that we are conquering over our ego. Because our ego will not allow us to say sorry. Our ego will tell us, you are right, always right. Even if you have done the mistake, it's fine. You are allowed to do the mistake. That's what the ego tells you. And that is why ego separates us. That is why ego is something that always creates, distances, walls. It's better to make bridges rather than walls in relationships. So when we are making walls, that is the ego. Ego is creating walls between the relationships that destroys the relationships. It does not let them connect. But if we make bridges, sorry is the word to make bridges, gratitude, thank you is the word, and please. Please is something that will make any kind of, even a mistake, shows you humility, and also it, puts water on top of the fire. So it cools down the whole atmosphere.
Some people, there are people who don't say they're sorry, who I guess
So that's what
the
I'm saying.
ego gets
Ego
in the
does not
way,
allow you to
and,
say sorry, and that what does it make? It makes you lose the relationship. Makes you lonely. People who are very egoistic, they become lonely after a while because people cannot tolerate it and they move away from them. Because if they do not understand that they are making a mistake and they don't want to recognize it and correct it, then also don't forget there is no growth happening there. No spiritual growth, no emotional, no mental growth, nothing. So you are just basically living out of your ego and not growing at all. So the purpose of coming into a human body is lost too.
I say sorry, but then I tell them, I said, I know I've said before, sorry, and I try not to do it, but that happens again. The more you try not to do it, somehow.
Yeah, so that happens. So that's how you have to become aware. The moment you repeat, if you are becoming aware, so what happens is maybe the first time you said sorry after half an hour. Next time you may have said it after 10 minutes. The third time you may say it immediately after you recognize that you made a mistake. So you see the gap in the distance.
Yes.
And also the timing, and also the fact of your awareness coming. So your awareness is growing. So immediately you caught yourself and said, oh, I made a mistake. Let me say sorry to him immediately. So right now you did not allow your ego also to come in, because you recognize that this is a mistake and you are repeating it, and you should not be doing that. So if you are understanding that and you're stopping yourself, that is the growth. That is how you learn.
It still happens in some
Yeah.
way or the other. That bothers me.
Yeah. So then if it's bothering you, that is the awareness happening. So that is the awareness coming into you.
Okay, right.
Yeah. So the more awareness comes, then there will be a time when just before making that mistake, you will stop yourself. Because in your mind, when the thought comes, and then that's everything that you speak first has to come into your mind as a thought. Right? So you cannot speak anything or act anything without getting the thought. So you can stop it at the level of thoughts then, in your mind only. So if you stop yourself at the level of thought and remove it as a garbage thought, then immediately you have learned your lesson. That this is not something that you want. This is not something that's going to make you happy or the others happy.
And it's so hard to forget.
So that's how we stop, and that's called being mindfulness. Okay, and that happens. So just by using these 3 words, sorry, please, sorry, and thank you, we can have great relationships in our life. We can have a lot of friends, and also this is the way also we do good karma. We are not making mistakes. We are trying to create happiness rather than sadness all around. And for all whoever comes into our life is also not going to be feeling. And it also shows our humbleness, our humility rather than an egoistic behavior. Okay? Any other comments? Okay, so this is gratitude and sorry and thank you. And now this also leads to a good karma. So now we are going to talk about karma. Okay, so let me